Hey guys, it's me Nisi of Spoil Me Nisi, back with another video. Tonight I'm going to be reviewing Ghost Power Book 2, episode 108, titled Family First. It premiered tonight at 12 o'clock a.m. on Stars. So just a little disclaimer, as always, this video is going to have spoilers, so if you haven't seen the episode yet, just beware. So much happened in this episode. This, in my opinion, was an explosive episode. I think that this was kind of the climax because it can either be up or down from here as far as Tariq and some other storylines. Um, just a very brief review of the episode. It starts off with Kane putting out a hit on Tariq. He went to the GTG guys and had the leader, he worked out a plan with the leader to have one of the guys dress up in Tariq's school attire, and just go to the school with a shank and stab Tariq. That was the goal. So while they were putting together their little plan, Tariq got a visit from 2-Bit. Now, if you know from like the show Power previously, Tariq and 2-Bit never really met in the show. They didn't really have any dealings with each other. So when 2-Bit came to the campus, Tariq didn't see him coming and he didn't know him. In fact, he doesn't even know his name. 2-Bit knows more about Tariq, excuse me, than what Tariq knows about 2-Bit. So 2-Bit knocks on Tariq's door. Tariq opens it. 2-Bit is there. He roughs him up, puts a gun in his face, pretty much tells him, your father owes me a debt. He's dead, so now you're going to pay it. And lets Tariq know that he has a day to get him $24,000 or he is going to kill him. So what does Tariq do? He made plans on getting him his money. So Effie from the previous show Power, she showed up. If you're not familiar with who Effie is, he was a little fling that Tariq had when he was in high school. Effie, Tariq, and Brayden during high school had their own little thing going where they, sold pills in high school, and Effie double-crossed him, and now he doesn't really trust her that much. Well, her presence in the show definitely helped him, settle his father's debts with 2-Bit. Because she wanted to sell cocaine on school grounds, and Tariq pretty much showed her the ropes to do it, which granted him half of her profit. So when the day came for, the hitman to pretty much kill Tariq, it was on a day when they had like a big game for Zeke, very big day for Zeke in his NBA career. Monet was there, Drew was there, Kane was there, the whole family was there. And, Kane was pretty much watching him like a hawk, but at this point, Tariq didn't know that there was a hit out on his life. So he had the money. He texts 2-Bit pretty much letting him know, like, hey, meet me at the pool. And on his way there to meet up with 2-Bit, he realizes that, the dude is following him. So, he starts to run, he gets to the pool area, and I think that Tariq did that strategically, knowing that 2-Bit would be there. He gets to the pool area, he and the hitman or hit guy, they kind of have it out. Tariq holds his own a little bit, but it's a good thing that 2-Bit came, because if he didn't, he probably would have killed Tariq. 2-Bit then kills the guy. He kills him. Tariq grabs the guy's bag, finds his phone, and he sees that somebody put a hit out on him. So after the guy is dead, 2-Bit takes a picture of the guy's body, texts it to Kane, and that's it. Tariq wipes his fingerprints off of everything and goes back to the game as usual. Well, due to, Kane's actions, everyone just kind of realizes that Kane put a hit out on Tariq. But before that happened, Tariq let his mom know, what was going on. And she took the initiative to reach out to Lorenzo and pretty much threaten them, letting them know that if they harm Tariq, she is going to find a way to harm them. When all of this happened, just to sum it all up, Monet and Lorenzo pretty much excommunicated Kane from their family. Like, it's over for him. He's not allowed back in the house or anything, and she pretty much chose Tariq over Kane, and I don't blame her. So that's pretty much the most important things that happened in this episode. Lots of other storylines that took place that I'm going to touch on, but that's pretty much like everything in a nutshell. So some highlights that I want to point out that happened in this episode is, last season or in the Power series, you see Tariq really having an issue with his dad, especially his dad's dealings with women. His dad cheating on his mom, his dad and Angie. Tariq even had an issue with his dad's relationship with Ramona. He didn't like how his dad was with women. But you notice in this episode that Tariq is becoming more and more like his dad. He has Diana hanging on. He and Diana made a love connection in the last episode. She's stuck on him and she's hanging on to him. And then you have Lauren. She pretty much broke up with her boyfriend because of him. Her boyfriend, Malcolm, she was probably going to end up marrying him. Her parents loved him. Her mom, her dad goes to play golf with him. And she pretty much broke up with him because of her hopes that her and Tariq could have, something going on with each other. And then Effie is back in the picture. In this episode, pretty much, Tariq is caught in the middle of Lauren and Effie. Of course, in typical Lauren fashion, she storms out. And, Tariq and Effie have like a business arrangement going on, and he loses his virginity to Effie. Now, I'm assuming that he lost his virginity to Effie because I don't remember him having like sex in any of the other seasons, or the previous season with Effie. This is the first like semi-sex scene that Tariq has had in the whole show. He's made out with girls, but he didn't go this far. So whereas he made a connection with Lauren and Diana, he really made a connection with this girl. At this point, Tariq pretty much has 3 women that, like him a lot. They want to deal with him. They're really into him. This is typical Ghost fashion. He is a lot like his father. So I think that's pretty cool how the writers are kind of, showing that side of him. And it's interesting that he hated his dad so much, but you see him becoming more and more like his father each episode. It's almost as though he is his dad. He's just like him. Something else that I want to point out that I noticed in this episode is Drew. With Monet's kids, all of them kind of have their own lane. Kane is the one who's the shooter, the aggressor, the hothead, and then you have Diana, who's the good girl, wants more from life, but she is just like her mother. And then Drew just kind of is in the middle there. You don't really know where Drew really stands. Sure, he does have dealings with his family business, yes, but he's a little bit on the softer side. He's a little bit of a more sensible person. When you compare him and his brother, he's a lot more sensible than his brother, a lot more level-headed than his brother is. But in this episode, you really see like that. You really see Lorenzo come out of him. He gets a little gangster. Due to 2-Bit killing the hitman that was sent by G2G and Kane. Now GTG, they have beef with the Lorenzo's family. So they catch Zeke and Drew and some friends walking, and long story short, they threaten Zeke, threaten to shoot him in the leg, and Drew he came completely out of his shell and beat the brakes off of that guy. And it scared Zeke, and it scared, his little boo thing, Everett, too. They didn't think that Drew had it in him. And to be 100% honest, I didn't think that Drew had it in him. My mouth was wide open when that scene came. I really did not see that coming. And I thought that was cool. And in the end, he was willing to take the fall for his brother. He was willing to take the rap for it, but you can't get one by Monet. You can't. And she knew what Drew did, and I think that now she has a newfound respect for her son. Another thing that I want to point out in this episode is Tariq going to his mom about someone trying to kill him, and her reaching out to Lorenzo, and how that affected Tariq's relationship with Monet. Tariq and Monet have a very promising relationship. I think that down the line in the show, Monet is really going to be an ally of his. I really think so. She pretty much gave Tariq the green light to kill her son if he comes for him again. Now, of course, she did say that Tariq can't go looking for trouble with her son, but if her son goes looking for him, he has the green light to do whatever he has to do. Now, I thought that was, something worth paying attention to, because we all know that Cane is going to go looking for Tariq again, and Monique knows that as well. He has a vendetta towards him, and now that she's pretty much excommunicated him from the family, his number one target is Tariq. So of course he's going to go after him. So Monet pretty much knows what's left, what's coming, and she's made her alliance with Tariq. And there's also an alliance with Tasha. She showed understanding. She definitely does make it her business to let it be known, like, where everyone stands. Never come at Lorenzo like that again. But she does understand Tariq and Tasha. And I am very interested to see where that relationship goes in the future. I feel like Monet is going to become kind of like a mother figure for Tariq, and it makes me wonder, if the writers are going in that direction with Tariq and Monet's relationship. Does that mean that Tasha is not going to get out of jail? Does that mean that, she's going to have to take the fall for everything in the future, get the needle, and then Monet will be his new mother figure? I don't know. I have a few different theories and not enough time to express all those theories in this video. Um, Something else that I want to point out is Jabari. Jabari is on to Tariq. He followed him, and he saw the transaction between Tariq and Drew, where Drew gave Tariq the drugs, talked about course correct. And now you'll see in the episode that Jabari downloaded course correct. So he's digging into things, and I think that Jabari is treading on very choppy waters. He doesn't quite know who Tariq is. He's trying to uncover who he is. And I personally have a feeling that he's going to end up getting hurt in the process. And lastly, I want to touch on Brayden. Now, I did express in a previous video that Brayden is one of my favorite characters. And of course, everyone says Brayden is new Tommy, whatever. I am fully convinced that Brayden is not the new Tommy. He certainly does not have what it takes. He's too emotional, and he's really not about that life. He is very quick to turn on Tariq at the last moment, so at this point in time, I don't believe that Brayden is the new Tommy. However, I do believe that Brayden and his brother are going to create some problems for Tariq in the future, because they do know too much, especially Brayden. And at this point, Brayden is starting to feel kind of like Tommy did, though, in a sense. He feels like Tariq is a liar, and he's kind of losing trust in Tariq a little bit too early in the game. And I feel like that could be a little bit tricky as well. So all in all, I love this episode. I think that this episode kind of foreshadows um, collateral damage going forward in the show. And when I say collateral damage, I mean that I don't think the main characters are going to get offed, but I do believe that some innocent bystanders like Zeke and Professor Malgram might be in danger because of everybody else's dealings. I do want to quickly point out that I think that Two-Bit and Tariq's relationship is interesting. I think that Two-Bit is going to be Tariq's shooter, but I don't want to touch bases on that too much, because I don't know. It's too early in the game to tell. But that's it for this video. That's really all I have to say about it. I loved it. And as always, like and subscribe if you liked it. Comment, let me know your thoughts. Until next time, I'll be posting another video about this show next Sunday morning, God willing. But in the meantime, peace.